Hi, everyone. I'm your host today, Tom Reber, and this is 5 Minutes with Tom Reber. We've got a very cool guest today, Paul LaJoie, BizBuyPro. Welcome to the show.
All right, thanks.
So, Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
Author in the real estate, doing all kinds of cool stuff. Tell us about your book, The Exit Plan.
Well, man, I'm super excited. First book I've ever written.
Yeah.
So a little bit of background on me is I'm just kind of a serial entrepreneur.
Wow.
So I've been doing it for 25 years, bought and sold 15 businesses. As you mentioned, I've been in real estate, commercial real estate as well. And I felt like I just kind of needed to pay things forward. I've accumulated so much knowledge over the last 25 years.
That warms my heart.
And a lot of people are getting into small business acquisition and they're making massive mistakes.
Yes, sir.
And it is life altering. They go in and they overpay for something, or it goes bankrupt and they lose life savings. And when that happens, they lose marriages and families and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I'm here. That's why I wrote the book. And that's why I've created BizBuyPro.
BizBuyPro, The Exit Plan.
Yep.
A couple of I'm in the money business as well. I love money. I love seeing people make money. I love seeing people being successful. I like to be the wind beneath their wings. And when people succeed, we all succeed.
Without a doubt.
I'm a huge fan of people who can figure out how to make it work, especially the entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Studs. People that just have a plan, that can get there. Obviously, the exit plan. The key thing I love about the title of your book, Paul, is if you're not preparing to sell, what are you preparing for? You're not preparing for greatness all the time.
Right.
I like to find that when I talk to people that are entrepreneurs, that have a business, I'm like, when are you selling? And they're like, well, what do you mean, Tom? I said, because if you're not preparing to sell, you're not prepared. That's the way I look at it. Tell us about a little bit about your game plans.
Game plans is, so what we're preparing people here is to leaving W-2s or maybe leaving military, or if you're a school teacher or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's just thousands of things you need to know when you're acquiring a small business and coming out of the gate and things like that. And it's a lot of things that I did wrong here. Maybe you don't do wrong.
Yeah. So you're trying to help them not to have to get the same scars and tattoos you've done. And you have let's just call it a blueprint to say, if you can do these fundamentals, you're going to be way ahead of where I was, because I'm going to share with you all the mistakes that I made.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And I kind of nerded out a little bit, because I am a CPA as well from an education standpoint. So we talk about taxes a lot. Which is kind of nerdy, but super, super, super important, because that's one of the ways that I think you become wealthy is by not paying taxes. Legally, of course.
Of course.
Right. So, and there's all sorts of other things in there too, from, how to value a business and how to negotiate that valuation of that business, and just preparing all your sales tax, your payroll, and what contracts do I need to have, and what types of insurance, and how much of that insurance, and just the whole network of that. It's extremely complex, and reading the book, you can fast forward what took me 10 years. You can figure out in a few hours.
One statement or comment that you can make to somebody about getting into business.
Jump in.
Don't be scared.
Yep. Jump in, but at the same time, be patient as well, if that even makes sense.
No, it does. It does. Make sure you're a little calculated before you jump off the bridge, just a smidge.
Exactly.
But don't have any fear.
Yep.
Well, thank you for being on the show today. 5 Minutes with Tom Reber.
Sure.
You're a game changer, Paul.
Thanks for having me.
The Exit Plan. Guys, if you'd like to learn a lot more about the Exit Plan written by Paul LaJoie, with all the things not to do as an entrepreneur to be successful, do these things the blueprint way and the Exit Plan, you got a better than good chance to be successful. Thank you all for tuning in. Cheers.